Okay, you guys, welcome back. So, in this video, we're going to talk about Halle and DDG, where they're at as individuals and all of that. Now, the reason for this video is because of a prior video that I did. And someone commented on the video saying, Halle is with a new man, so please stop pairing her picture with him. Like, why? He is not on her level, so stop pairing her with that ancient old news. You are trapped in the past, lady, LOL. Halle is on another level, so what are you doing? Still putting this old mess out there. And that comment has 5 likes. In that video, I was talking about, DDG following Halle's strict co-parenting rules. In that video, I said, I spoke about their court battle, DDG asking Halle to drop the case, Halle dropping the case, and DDG being asked about Halo, and he's saying Halo is 2 now, and he was about to say something else, but then he caught himself and he was like, okay, let me limit what I say to the public about Halo. And I said, DDG is now doing everything now that Halle has always been asking him to do. And it's really good to see. So kudos to him for, finally waking up to the realization that the things that Halle has been saying is correct. And the photographs are photographs from the internet, side-by-side photos of Halle and DDG. There was nothing salacious about the photo. There was nothing intimate about the photo. And this person is saying I should stop pairing them. They have been paired together for life by way of Halo, by their own actions. I can't pair them together. Putting a picture up there means nothing. It's just to show you who I'm talking about. And to see 5 people liking such idiotic comments, it's really mind-blowing. And it says you're trapped in the past. I wasn't talking about anything in the past. I was talking about something in the current moment. Some people love to troll. And when you guys do not think independently for yourself, you choose to go in that trap, twisted cycle of thought. Like, guys, you need to do better. And this is why sometimes I see content creators lashing out at people who they say they're disappointed in, because content creators will go above and beyond to create content that they know their subscribers want. And when they go the extra mile to create the content, there's someone who is trolling that you guys allow to lead you astray. It's like the piper carrying the mice to the ocean to drown you all. You guys have to do better. You guys have to think from a realistic perspective. If she's talking about DDG and Halle, how is she gonna position, the images? Would it make sense for her to put just Halle? Would it make sense for her to put just DDG? Putting up an image of 2 people that exist, and those images are everywhere. It does not denote intimacy. It doesn't denote me putting them together. It means nothing. It's just to communicate to you. And in case someone is not familiar with the topic or the subject or who these people are, they can say, oh, so these are the 2 people she's talking about. And she says Halle, so that has to be DDG. That has to be Halle. And you have to understand that as content creators, we're going to talk about things from the past, we're going to talk about present, and we're going to talk about future possibilities. I had no idea there were so many trolls over here. And that person y'all are following, you have to think for yourselves, guys, and you have to think independently. You have to be independent thinkers. And this is something that I've always encouraged on my platform. As long as this platform exists, I'm going to wake up people and say, think for yourself, not because I'm telling you this. You have to say to yourself, does it make sense? You guys did this with Kanye, Bianca, and Kim. Someone else did it like, stop putting Kanye and Kim together. The pictures are on the internet. I did not create them. And having a side-by-side image of two people means nothing. It's like a cold statistic. It means nothing. It's just to relate to you. This is who the subject is about. This is who we're talking about. Nothing more. Me putting DDG and Halle's photo side by side doesn't mean that Halle's gonna see it and say, oh, let me go back to him. Because if that was the case, should have gone back to him long ago, because these photographs long existed. We have to act like we have functioning brains and stop acting as though we're AI and we're robots, as though people have to put things in us to program our thought process, to program our thinking. This is not ancient. It's not ancient. There's nothing ancient about this. And as such, I'm going to block this person from my channel. I don't want narrow-minded people over here, because if your common sense can't tell you that there's nothing more to the photo than she's saying, these are who I'm talking about. And you telling lies that, oh, it doesn't matter. We're still going to talk about them. We talk about the dead. We talk about the living. We talk about everyone. We need to do better. We need to do better. You cannot control me. I'm not AI. I'm not a robot. You can't control me. And if you think that I'm the content creator that kiss ass, no, I don't. I'm not the foolish man and his donkey. It's freedom of expression over here. And I've always said to people, I don't hold hostages over here. I don't do anything for money. I don't say anything for money. I don't. At the end of the day, the most important thing is, once I'm done creating the content, I deliver it as fair as possible and as best as possible from my point of view, from my perspective. That's the most important thing. And that is why when I see older folks, and these behaviors are always coming from the older folks. If they're not trolling Halle, they're saying something that doesn't make sense. How can you be old and without wisdom? How does that make sense? If you're a senior citizen and you have no wisdom, it means that you've lost your consciousness and you're suffering from senility, and you shouldn't be on the internet. That's just as I see it. Senility is a real thing, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about, because you have no control over it. But if you're in the early stages, try to seek as much help as possible, because a lot of people, millions of people worldwide, deal with that, and it's not something that I'm using to insult anyone. Absolutely not. Because if you're not conscious enough to know that that's just a photograph, everyone does it. Why do you have some kind of specific feelings here? Why is your emotions being directed over here? Why are you saying something that's not true? And to see people approving the nonsense. Where's your brain? People, come on, wake up, think. Where's your brain? Where's your brain? And this is why they say people who uses the internet heavily, the younger generation, they're suffering from early signs of dementia, and I believe it's true. This is why I say to people, when you don't see me on the internet, don't come calling me, because I'm going to take my break when needed, because I have to interact with the real world. I have to go out there and hug trees. I love to do content. I love to make YouTube videos. I enjoy it. And I enjoy bringing my perspective. I enjoy bringing my point of view. But in all of it, I'm going to take breaks. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to interact with people. I'm going to interact with nature. I'm going to touch grass. I'm going to hug a tree. I'm going to pick up some stones. I'm going to go to the river. I'm going to think, use your brains. If you think that I'm some robotics over here, oftentimes I may sound like one. I may even look like one too, but I'm not. So don't come here with your nonsense. And don't come here trying to force people to have a one-track mind. Think. There are people who are not together, who are in movies kissing. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with your brain? Anywho, more videos on Halle, DDG, and Halle's new man, Scott Bridgeway, coming right up. Okay, so stick around.